it takes away from the mundane dating. Like we spoke about, it's worst case scenario, you're going to have a good date with someone. If they're not right, they're not right, but you're going to have a good date, which these days is a rarity.
Yeah. God. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Single Sounds, the only matchmaking podcast that helps you find a date. This is my Easter special update episode. I love an excuse for an update episode. We will hear from 3 past guests about their Single Sounds podcast dating experiences. I am joined by the one with chicken nuggets to discuss everything from podcast updates, new beginnings for the podcast, and how to get the most out of being single this spring. Also, I am now filming the silhouette of the characters, so check out on the Instagram at Single Sounds if you want more of a tease when it comes to the physical side of things. Welcome back, the one with chicken nuggets. This is my episode 10, but when you did record, we were on the floor with a mattress as soundproofing.
I mean, it gets worse than that. We walked into it, I thought we'd built a tent. Like a mattress either side.
It was a fort.
It was fun though, it was not what I expected. And
yeah,
now
I mean,
here we are in a glorified studio.
Yeah, so now he has a chair upgrade.
Have a chair.
You have your own microphone. We shared one last time.
Yeah.
You've got headphones.
It's crazy.
And you've got whole silhouette. I don't know what this is.
Yeah, this is a lot. All I can say is, do you know what? It's a lot more professional and I'm here for it.
Yeah, it's a vibe.
Yeah, it's a vibe. It is a vibe.
We're going up in the world. I can confirm that when we recorded last time, I do have ×8 more listeners. So that's really fun.
I mean,
going up in the world.
That's got to be good.
Okay. Right. We are here, though, because you did get some dates from the podcast. You actually did both.
Yes.
You had experiences of writing in for someone and someone writing in for you. Do you have an opinion on which version was easier?
Yeah. It's interesting. I think like it's such a different dynamic each way. Like, it's really interesting when you go on a date with someone that knows everything about you. Well, not everything, but like has like a kind of a deep dive into who you are. And you just know their first name and their like first 6 Instagram pictures. And then it's like, it's so different. It's like, okay, I know you went to Mexico in 2021, but apart from that, I don't know anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So there was like a kind of a dynamic there of, okay, tell me about you because I know nothing really.
Yeah.
Which kind of works one or two ways. I think for the, like, if you're the person having done the pod, it's like, you know, you kind of are all questions, which sometimes is a lot. And like the other side of it, like when I went on dates with people that have been on the podcast before, I feel like it was balanced. Like you knew enough about them to know that you were going to get on with them.
Yeah.
You had things in common. Like you had talking topics of like, okay, I actually didn't like that about your pod. And you'd laugh about it and you'd drink.
Really?
And like, you know.
What didn't they like?
Everything. I think no.
That can't be true.
No, I'm joking. I think I was so self-critical about your pod. You always are going to be, right? You're so
your
critical.
own, yeah.
Always. It was just interesting to hear like people's ideas of who you are compared to the podcast. That was crazy. Like I remember going on like a first date with someone, and towards the end of it, and don't get me wrong, there was lots of wine consumed, but towards the end of it, it was like, you're so different to what I thought you were going to be on the podcast.
Interesting.
And I was like, is that good or bad? Because Katie Mack said my podcast was good. So this means
I
that in
loved
real
your
life
episode.
I was bad. But no, it's interesting. I think you get an understanding of who people are and what they're like. Cause,
yeah.
I mean, how many times you've been on a date with someone that, I don't know, your friends recommended, or you've met them in the wild, or you've met them on an app, and it's just like, from the first second, you're like, I'm just not going to like this person.
Yeah, you know instantly, don't you?
So it's like not a waste of an evening. It's not a waste of like, you know, a good night with friends. You're actually with someone that you know it's not going to be crap.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Good.
One positive.
Wait, did we come to the conclusion though that which way was easier?
I think for me, I found it easier if they had been on the pod before as well. Because at least
yes.
Because at least then you know about them.
That's true. If you have that episode to go listen to.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of already answered to this, but just in case you have anything else to say on it, how did you find podcast dating in comparison to other methods?
Isn't everyone listening to this sick of dating apps? I mean, come on, Hinge was fun like a year ago.
Yeah.
It's now like, I mean, we were talking about this earlier, but it's almost like there's too much to choose from, and you don't, and it's and everyone does it, right? You just have all these matches, and you're like, you don't prioritize, right? And all of a sudden you just give very little to everyone, and there's no like genuine kind of conversation. It's all small talk. It's all like, okay, this person, spelt this wrong. Okay, I'm not going to reply.
Yeah.
Or like, which is stupid because I actually can't spell, just for everyone listening here. I'm very much a maths person. But it's like one of those things you just like pick up on, or like a photo has something in it. You're like, okay, that's an ick.
Yeah.
Or they might be the best person in the world.
I always say this: if a guy had a selfie, I was out, and that's kind of silly. Like, and very judgmental because I had plenty of selfies on my profile.
Yeah, and this is the thing, and like I've got a selfie on mine, and it's actually the one that's the most liked, but I hate it.
Yeah,
I wanted to take it off, and all of my friends that I've shown it to, well, friends that are girls, have always been like, "You have to keep that one," and I'm like, "What? Selfies give me the ick."
That's really interesting. You would have been on my scratch list.
Yeah, nope.
But this is like, I'm also saying that, but then like, if you're cute, it doesn't really matter because
fine.
Like this guy that I dated for ages from Bumble, he had a topless photo.
That's a no.
I know, right? And I swiped right.
Yeah. It
was a great one, though.
I had a topless photo for a bit. I did. It was like the classic me on a boat, sun out, with like a bottle of beer, just like
this is the thing. It wasn't like a posed topless photo. He did MMA.
Oh, he's a fighter.
Well, he was.
Oh, see, I'm a lover, not a fighter. I think the moral of the story is like topless photos, boys are a no.
Yeah, no.
Like
that's a rare accept. Okay. Oh, this is a good one. Were you surprised at the personality types that matched with you from the podcast?
Honestly, no.
No?
Honestly, no. I mean, look, I'm still single now, but of the people that I dated from the podcast, all of them, if I saw them in the street tomorrow, I'd say hello and like we're friendly, because they were just like lovely people, and like there's various reasons why things don't happen, right? But I knew from the podcast, particularly once I met up having had been on the pod, like what they're like, you know, like they're not an idiot, that.
They're normal people.
Exactly.
Genuine,
it's like a baseline, right? So, yeah.
And final question. Would you recommend podcast dating, and anything you'd advise for someone thinking of coming on or writing into the podcast?
This is an easy answer, Katie Mack. It's just fun chatting with you, to be honest.
Honestly, that's the most I try and say to people. I'm like, come on, I can convince you, just like it's fun.
I had a friend that came on your podcast recently, and I said to him, look, I did it a long time ago, so it's probably changed, but when I did it, I had so much fun.
Yeah.
And look, worst case, just do it for the plot. Yeah. I mean, why not? It's funny.
Yeah, no, literally the guy I had on a couple of weeks ago said like he follows the best story, like that's his like motto in life. I think it's genius.
Always.
And this was like his version of that. He was like, why not? Like it was similar. A friend said like you should go on, and he was like, okay.
I think like life's too short. You just got to do fun things. I mean, look, my friend that came on recently, I actually worked with him, and I booked out a meeting room and invited all of our friends in the office to this meeting room with these things called lunch and learns, where they teach us about stuff in the company.
We have those. Yeah. We actually call them lunch and learns.
So I put it in the diary as lunch and learn. And invited everyone to this lunch and learn, and everyone had an idea of what it was, right? But it was so fun. It was sitting there eating your sushi in the meeting room. People trying to come in. Sorry, no, we've booked this, and we're sitting there listening to his podcast. It's just
That's
funny.
Brilliant.
This is great.
Oh my god, it's a proposed
So just do it
pod.
for the plot. It's great fun. I mean, worst case scenario, you just honestly the amount of fun I've given my friends for laughing at my podcast.
Yeah,
I remember cringing so
free
hard.
Entertainment for them.
It's free. They had so much fun that first week. I mean, I was cringing hard, but the amount of fun they had, and now the amount of fun I've had listening to my friends have been on here, it's worth it.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, it's true. You've been on the other side now. You've got to listen to your
great.
friends.
It's great. And also, like, it takes away from the mundane dating. Like we spoke about, it's worst case scenario, you're going to have a good date with someone. If they're not right, they're not right, but you're going to have a good date, which these days is a rarity.
Yeah. God. That sounds so tragic. Although we do have positive news now.
Do we?
Yeah. I've managed to gather some voice note updates.
Oh, I love a voice note.
I know. I love it. Yeah, you said that in your episode, actually. You don't like texting, you like calling and voice noting, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it goes with the medium. But yeah, so this is actually a guy, the first voice note. He's been very successful from the podcast. He did get a lot of write-ins, but it is the one with the 6-foot energy.
Oh, him. Is he the one that's dating someone now?
Yeah. So let's hear what he has to say.
Hey, everyone. Yeah, so I guess I'm messaging in / voice noting in because I've been a slight success story from the Single Sounds podcast with Katie. But yeah, I went on Single Sounds, I think it was last September. And at the time, to be quite frank, I wasn't sure about the concept or whether it would work, and thought, maybe at the very least it would be funny to go on a podcast. But, to be honest, since, I met someone through the podcast, it was an awesome experience. We obviously had a lot to go off, which 29 minutes of me waffling was actually quite an interesting experience, that other person knew all of that. But it did give us a lot to talk about, and sort of was really cool. And in a way, I don't know why, but this alternative form of dating in comparison to maybe some of the dating apps it felt like there's a lot less pressure and a lot more relaxed. And that might just be because of the individuals, but also just it was cool. It was really cool. So I just wanted to say I'd really highly recommend giving it a go, messaging in, because it's great. And Katie's an absolute legend.
Yeah,
Katie's a legend.
Yeah, Katie Mac, shout out. Like and follow.
I think I'm just playing these as an ego boost now.
Yeah. Oh, did I mention Katie
thing.
Mac is amazing? That was a big sell.
It was.
That was a big sell.
It sounded like he really wasn't sure. He did it's a classic. He got convinced by his friend to do it.
Yeah.
And I don't think it sounded like he really wasn't sure if he should be on here.
Yeah.
He did have quite a few beers before.
See, I was sober on mine. That's a big mistake.
It's a big mistake.
Yeah. Not this time round.
Already polished off a bottle of beer.
Yeah.
But yeah, so his situation is really interesting. They were going really strong, and then she's just gone traveling for 4 months.
Oh no.
I know.
I didn't know this.
Yeah. So.
Oh no.
Still talking.
But are they still
TBC.
Are they together?
No, they never made it official before she left.
Wait, what? Am I thinking of the same person?
No, you're thinking of the actual couple.
Oh, I'm thinking of someone different. Okay, all right. Okay. The whole time I thought this was this guy. Okay, good.
Yeah. Not that one, but that one is a really good update for people listening. They are moving in together in May. I know.
What?
Wedding bells, I'm hearing them.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they're doing it.
That's big. I think that needs to go on the Single Sounds Instagram page.
Yeah. We can do it after. I mean,
Yeah.
They haven't actually moved in yet.
Oh, okay.
Because, no, to be fair, I have permission from her. She literally texted me the other day being like, oh, you can say it's fine. Because I was like, I feel like I'm jinxing it. Do you know what I mean? Like, what if they don't find a flat? There's loads of things that can happen with a house.
How long have they been together?
Yeah, it won't even have been a year.
God.
His episode was June.
But to be honest, like, it goes back to the podcast, right? You know so much about them. You know they're a good person.
They moved quick.
Yeah.
They were already official like 6 months in.
Yeah.
So they took their time. They figured it out.
They took 6 months to go official.
Yeah, this is the thing.
I feel that's quite long.
But yeah, I feel like
he's not messing around now. They'll be married with kids in a month.
Yeah, exactly. After moving in. But I feel like that is so typical of today's dating. People stay in the grey area for so long.
Yeah.
They were exclusive quite quickly. I'd say within like a month or two.
I think that's a big thing. I think exclusive is the new like dating.
It's the new thing, exactly.
Yeah.
I think people hate they find like girlfriend, boyfriend terms cringy.
Yeah,
I think that's what happens.
Yeah.
So the official is slow.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why I call them out there. I mean, my last girlfriend, a couple of years ago now, I think it took me 7 months. I think it's more, so I wasn't sure. But
it does just happen. It's slow.
It takes a long time.
It does.
Yeah.
Next, we've got, so this was the girl that's just been on really recently. She was the one with London's answer to Ryan Reynolds. I really wanted this update because this is your friend that you recommended for the podcast. So she went on a date with him.
So I am recording this following my first date with the character from the episode The Perfect Package. And we got a date in the diary very quickly, and we've been speaking sort of for 2 weeks in that time. So I feel like I knew him quite well. So when he arrived on the date, it was really lovely. It's probably one of the nicest dates I've been on in a while. And I think that's down to feeling like I knew a bit more about him. It was a nice contrast to Hinge dates I've been on previously, where you're never sort of sure whether someone's just there because of what you look like or who you are, what they're interested in. So I think that's that was a really nice contrast, going on a date and sort of knowing what someone's hobbies are, knowing what someone's interests are, and knowing kind of what someone's looking for. Sort of cut out any mystery, really. Well, no, there's still mystery. But yeah, it was a really good day. We met at a pub in Kennington and had some nice drinks, and we chatted for hours until they actually kicked us out of the pub. And his bestie recommendation was right. We did end up having a little kiss afterwards, which was really nice. So yeah, we've both spoken since and said we want to see each other again. So stay tuned for more updates. But I have heard that he's been incredibly popular. So we'll see. And then I've also, having been on the podcast myself, been connected with someone who wrote in for my number, which is really flattering, of course. So unfortunately, I had a date in the diary, but had to reschedule because I wasn't that well. So I'm looking forward to going on a date with him and seeing what that holds as well. So yeah, overall, the experience has been a very positive one, and I highly recommend to anyone who's thinking about maybe writing into someone or going on the podcast yourself. Do it. It's really fun. And Katie's a fantastic host who puts you at ease. And yeah, I'm very excited to see where things go. So I'll keep you all posted. Bye.
Right. I mean, first things first. That guy's in trouble tomorrow.
Did he miss out all the details?
I work with him and he did not mention the smooch. He did not mention till it closed.
Yeah.
He did not mention all of this. Wow.
Classic.
He's going to be listening to this. I'm looking at you. That is shocking. It sounds great though. I mean, good for them.
It sounds great.
Yeah, she sounds pretty hyped. I mean, he's a good bloke, so.
Yeah, he did very well. She's right. He was very popular.
He was.
I think I
saw his text.
10 write-ins now.
Yeah, I mean.
Well done him.
I mean, he deserves that. He's such a good bloke. Like, I'm not surprised. I'm more worried for him having to manage the amount of dates.
I literally said this to him. I was like, "Are you playing The Bachelor?" Like,
yeah.
I asked him. I was like, "Do you want to close it? Like, write taken on it because is this too many?" And he was like, "No, worry, it's fine." And I was like, "Okay."
I mean, bear in mind, I sit next to him every day, and we laugh about. I mean, the story earlier that was listening to his podcast. I mean, he's like such a funny bloke. I wish he'd told me that he'd smooched this girl. I mean. He played it cool. He came in this morning. I was like, "Oh, you're right, mate." He was a little bit hungover, so there was question marks. I was like, "Oh, were you out last night?" Yeah, went for on the date. Just saw it over his face. I was like, "Yeah, something happened here last night." I was like, "Yeah, I had a really good date with one of the girls from the podcast." I was like, "Oh, mate, nice." He was like, "Yeah, so nice. Yeah, like probably see her again. She was lovely." No mention of kiss. None of that. Till close, none of that.
None of that.
Just
missed out all the romance.
God.
We got all the romance here, though.
This guy, I mean, I want to hear more. Can we get her on the phone? Can we get her in live?
Well, she did say, she was like, "I'll give you more updates."
I've got questions.
Because I want an update on, so someone wrote in for her, that's what she was saying at the end.
Oh, okay.
So she lost her voice, which is why she had to recancel. She was like, she texted me like, I had to reschedule.
Is she just like a singer or no theatre?
Yeah, she's just theatre.
Theatre, that's it, yeah.
Yeah, but she said she had a really heavy weekend and the date was actually for Monday.
Oh, God.
Just gone. So
I also would love to know when she recorded that because...
This morning.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't last night after like 65 bottles of white wine. Okay, good. Because I bet she had like rose-tinted glasses on. Best guy ever. Did you stop talking about CrossFit? No.
Yeah, any listeners out there, let me know if you enjoy the updates. And if you want more, because we can provide, clearly.
I think I love updates. I think that's
everyone loves an update.
It's my favourite part of
surely.
listening to this. I love it.
Yeah, but you've got to write in and let me know. I'm kind of thinking, obviously, take me out. We talked about that a lot in your episode.
Yeah,
I want to kind of do like an Isle of Fernando section. Yeah. Like that would be my dream.
Yeah, done.
So yeah, if you really want that, let me know. I won't do it unless you write in and tell me that you want it, listeners.
I want to start a petition. Let's bring that show back. I mean, everyone needs it, right?
I honestly need it. I want it back so bad. But we can make a new version in London.
Done.
Speaking of actually, take me out and new beginnings for the podcasts. I have now developed jingles. So we're restructuring it a little bit. A good, healthy, long-term relationship needs 3 A's. Number 1 is acceptance. So you've got to accept someone's flaws and quirks. Number 2 is adventure. You've got to have an adventure together. So on the podcast, it's going to be take us on an adventure with your stories.
Yeah,
Cute.
nice.
And then the last section is affection section. So I
Like
want to
it.
know where your affections lie or don't lie, aka what you're weirdly attracted to or what are your biggest icks.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think, first of all, what you said there, adventure, right?
Yeah.
I mean, imagine dating someone boring.
Exactly. It's just not.
It's just not worth it.
And it doesn't even have to be like adventure
I can't
in
do
the
it.
typical sense. It just needs to be adventure for you.
Yeah.
Like if you're maybe more of an introverted person, but you know, you guys can play video games together and you can have a really good time that way. Like that's your adventure. It doesn't need to be like
Own
you
it.
need to travel the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's whatever adventure means to you, like
I think that's
being
right.
adventurous, maybe in the bedroom.
Yeah. Katie Mac, stop it.
I'm going to play the jingles.
Okay, jingles.
Let me
yeah.
know if they're shit or not.
Oh, okay. Can I be honest?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I think they're fab.
How many?
There's just 3.
Okay,
One for
good.
each A. Great. Actually, I need to shout out, this is editor and producer Dan. I think he did a fucking stellar job at making these. So I'm going to shout out producer Dan. Thank you for making these. He also, so the copyright rule, I didn't know this, is that if the song is under 8 seconds, it doesn't count. So all of these fit beautifully under 8 seconds.
Like the 3-second
if
rule.
anyone's about,
It's a 3-second rule. It doesn't count.
8-second rule for songs. So yeah, if anyone's thinking, oh, copyright issues, wrong.
Yeah, no, 8-second rule.
Well done, producer Dan. So this is the acceptance jingle.
Everybody has those days. Nobody's perfect.
Wow.
Bit of Miley Cyrus
Do
from
you
Nobody's
know-
Perfect.
Do you know what? I'm like pleasantly surprised.
So was
I
I.
was just like, I was like, don't say their shit. Don't say their shit. Don't say their shit. But
Your
that,
face, you were like, whoa.
that was good.
This is my personal favourite. This is Adventure. Indiana Jones.
Yeah, we got that.
And then the applaud for you're telling an amazing story.
Wow.
I know, honestly.
Katie Mac, you've outdone yourself here.
I think I have.
Honestly.
Isn't this like the perfect cheesy
Honestly,
take me out?
I'm coming on this podcast every week.
Keep coming back.
Give me the third, please. I need it.
I'm still deciding if we should call this episode He Has Risen
He has
for
us written.
Easter.
Oh,
Okay, last one. This is the affection jingle. This is a good one too.
yeah. Absolute banger.
The little kissy sound.
I didn't get the kissy sound. They caught me by surprise. Wow.
Yeah, you're just like grooving to the song and then it just
I
pops
was like,
out of
I was like,
nowhere.
I've heard that. That's on my mum's playlist.
Yeah.
Oh,
Aren't they brilliant?
I think, look, high level, great.
I know.
Honestly,
I can't wait to play them.
I mean, the first one like took me by surprise. I think a little bit. I mean, I didn't hear this Miley Cyrus. I'm not a massive Miley Cyrus
Yeah,
fan.
I mean,
I was feeling a bit like, and this is niche.
okay.
I got a bit like H2O Just Add Water vibes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Let me play it again.
Everybody has those days.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, like
yeah. But like
I've
that.
got a special power. Stop
that I'm
it.
not afraid to use. Come on, this is my adventure. This is my fantasy.
Oh, I would have gone with adventure. I feel like
I know
Indiana
it all
Jones
of it,
is
by the way,
more
but I'm gonna
iconic, but
the whole thing.
oh,
But-
brilliant.
All in, I think the jingles add to it.
Yeah,
They mix it up. They add fun. I mean, what's life without fun, right?
exactly.
I mean, I'm here for it.
My whole thing is like I've kind of like reshaped my brand to be like I want dating to be fun, and this is just adding to like the podcast. You said yourself like earlier, they are really funny. Like people bring so much humor to them. Like yourself.
I've had so much fun tonight. I don't want to hear it back, but I've had fun.
Okay, final section. We are going to end with some new beginnings for singles. We've had new beginnings for the podcast. I want your top tips for getting out of a dating winter slump. I feel like it is a bit slumpy over winter.
Yeah.
You know, all those cute like holiday seasons and Valentine's.
Yeah.
We don't
Bore off.
Yeah, exactly. But now we're stepping into spring.
Yeah.
Apparently, according to the internet, spring is the best time for dating.
Yeah.
Did that surprise you?
Do you know what? No, it doesn't.
It didn't for me either.
It's light outside. Everyone's
Exactly.
happy.
Apparently, it's all like the vitamin D. It improves like spirits, immunity, and your libido.
Oh, hello.
I know. I was loving all this research. And yeah, you're right. The lighter evenings mean that you can do more activities in the evening. You've got bank holidays. You've got longer.
Extra one this year as well.
Yeah. for the king's coronation. Love that.
Yeah.
So you can do like extended dates. You know, you can go to that cute rooftop bar.
Yeah.
I think it's a great time.
I think dating in spring is good. I mean, like, who can beat like a little rooftop bar
Yeah.
vino?
Like you said, everyone's moods are lifted. The
Yeah.
sun's like coming out. Oh, I just think it's a good time.
Yeah, and it's like, so I wake up early, right? And it's dark, but now it's light. It's so nice.
So much better.
You wake up, you see the light. I've got a spring in my step as I walk to the office. It's
Yeah.
just so nice.
So much better.
Spring dating is the way forward, but then summer comes around.
Yeah,
Summer's tough to date because like everyone's busy, everyone's on holiday.
I agree.
Like imagine, like, I mean, I've been in this situation last year. You date someone and then
They go away.
yeah, I dated someone for 2 weeks. Then I was working in New York for 10 days.
Yeah.
And I came back and we switched over for 3 days. Then I was working in Sweden for a week. It's just like
God, such a high flyer.
barely. But like, do you know what I mean? But it happens worse. It happens more in summer. Like when
Yeah,
there's gaps,
yeah.
it's horrible. And then someone's going on a holiday somewhere. And
Yeah, like I normally go away for 3 weeks. I
Yeah.
am this year as well. Like
where are you going?
Canada.
Nice.
Whoop, whoop. Yeah, I'm really excited actually. But that was like another thing I wanted to cover is like how to fully experience an ultimate single summer.
Yeah.
And I do think the first step is have a summer romance, but
Yeah.
a holiday romance. Have you ever had one of those?
Do you know what I have?
Have you? I've not, and I'm
I've-
quite jealous.
I've got so many holiday romances. Maybe I can go through others. Honestly.
I'm really jealous. Like I have none.
Really?
Yeah, like no proper ones.
Holiday romances are just like, they're unlike anything because you don't like love them, but you just have like such intense feelings for them because it's a new place, it's all new settings.
Yeah.
But then when you come back to reality, you realize it's not the same.
Mm,
Like I remember,
it's true. It's
I remember one
fantasy.
once, and it was just like literally on a week on holiday, met this person, spent the whole week with them, and come back and never spoke to them again.
Oh, weird.
So strange.
Yeah, it's quite strange. But yeah, I still think it's a good tip. Book a holiday, have a summer romance.
Yeah.
Take a leaf out of your book, not mine.
Yeah.
I guess
Don't do it.
You weren't by yourself. That's interesting. I feel like they often have to come from when you're on your own.
Yeah.
Maybe not though.
I don't think so.
Maybe
I
less pressure when you're in a group.
I think when you're with friends, like everyone gets it. Like whenever people go on holiday, that everyone chats to people. Like
Yeah.
it depends where you go. Like for me and my friends, we're not like let's go to Ibiza. Let's go to like we're not that
Yeah.
kind of crew. We'll go somewhere cool. We'll go to like West Coast, or we'll go to like a friend's place somewhere. Like it's a bit like that. So it's not as kind of like trashy. It's more like kind
I'm
of
thinking like Philippines or somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like somewhere where, or like South America,
yeah.
where older people would go.
Yeah.
Not like your gap year classic.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they are a bit
But then it's-
classic.
But then it's different.
It's
If
not
you-
like Thailand.
no, yeah. If you're traveling to Thailand, you go to a full moon party.
Yeah,
and you're there
exactly.
for, like,
Not
a
that.
day. Yeah.
Not that. This summer, we're going to have Single Sounds live event in London. And I'm fucking excited about it. I
I know, I'm
really am.
I'm excited.
I wanna do this all live, and I wanna have an after party where all the single people can mingle. You've got something to talk about. I get a lot of people that write to me on these Facebook groups, especially being like, you have to make an event, but one with prompts because men don't know how to talk. I literally get that
No.
so often. Yeah. They're like, men are shit. And I'm like, well, it's actually probably just the ones that are going on those speed dating type of events.
It's
Not all men. I think that was, I don't know what
it's-
experience they've had, but
it's funny to say, I've got loads of friends that are girls as well, right? And it's really hard because I actually fully agree. Like go on when I go on a date with a girl, normally they're lovely and like there's something that doesn't fit. But like some of my friends that go on dates with guys, they say something and I'm like, why would he say that? Or why would he do that?
literally.
Like how are there so
They're
many
always
guys
the
that are
worst
this like
dating stories.
it's
yeah.
awful.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get that. I think
That's where it
guys,
comes
we need to
from.
sort it out. Come on,
Yeah, you do. But we can sort it out at my event.
yeah, let's do that. I'll be there.
Yeah. Well, this is what I'm hoping. I'm hoping like loads of the previous characters will come. And then you can meet, hopefully, if you know there's someone that takes your fancy, if you're not brave
yeah.
enough to write in, maybe it could be like across the room
Yeah.
thing. And then you can say you met in the wild, even though it's via podcast still.
Have you ever had anyone ask you for your number in the wild, like genuine, like train station?
Oh, no.
Because that's my new thing is this year is I want to like, and I've never really done it, but I'd love
I'm trying
to.
to think.
When I see someone, you know, when you're on a train and you've just got this like intense connection with someone, you're just like, I've already pictured my life with this girl, and I'm literally in between Bethnal Green and Liverpool Street. And I'm thinking,
And you don't do it.
and you don't do it, and you're
Yeah.
like,
You never see them
what,
again.
What could have been, right?
I mean, I've done it, like, I saw him once at the gym, you know, like that sort of level.
Yeah.
And we did normally I'd end up go talk to them. Like on the train, that's really hard.
You talk to them at the gym. I've
Yeah.
never done that at the gym. There's a couple at the
But you
gym
start
every day,
easy.
and I'm like, I just couldn't do
You
it.
start easy, you say like, oh, you're using this machine. And you can gauge, like, if they go like, no, then you're like, okay, well, don't bother.
What? I'm always like, nah, sorry, I've got 3 sets left.
Yeah.
Maybe
but then,
that's an in, but like that's happened to me loads. I'm just like, no,
yeah, but
sorry.
before he's trying to chat to you. I feel like with their tone, if you said, I've got 3 sets left, but I can let you know when it's free, that's then you saying, I'll come over and see you again. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can
Yeah.
gauge it.
Katie Mack, the guru of love.
Exactly.
I'll remember that next time.
But yeah, Single Sounds Live. I'm not gonna commit to a month because my summer is fucking hectic.
Yeah.
Because I'm having my best summer
I
ever.
want you to commit though, because I want to be there.
I'll get you all the day early. Don't
Yeah.
worry. I'll give you plenty of notice because I know my schedule's horrific.
Mm.
I just need to find the right venue. I need to.
I know a venue.
Do you?
Yeah.
Really? For real?
For reals. I think it would be really cool because I think that like in that situation, and like people talk like there's like events like Thursday, right?
Yeah,
Where you're
yeah.
like everyone's there, like everyone knows they're single,
Mm.
but it's still a bit weird. Whereas if it's single,
I've
sounds
heard
like
that a lot.
yeah, I think that people will know each other. Then it's kind of people can introduce each other. It'll be a bit more natural.
I hope so. And that's what I think the girls that keep messaging me about events, I think that's what they're getting at more than because they've all said that they don't like the Thursdays because there's no like purpose to them. You're just like put in a room and it's like school disco vibes.
Yeah.
There's nothing. They don't want like icebreakers necessarily, but they want like something to be able to talk about. Whereas if you've just watched, 2 fun people doing the podcast and then you know that there's characters in the room around you, like maybe someone you're with is like friends with one of them, they can introduce you. It's just a bit more like
It's more natural.
there's something about the event and that you're all there for the same reason.
Yeah.
And it's not just because you're single. Like that's a added benefit. I think that's where I'm
Yeah.
going with it.
I think it would be great.
You're gonna come for just a fun evening, and if it leads to something amazing, like if
Yeah.
you meet a really cool person, fab. But yeah, you can assume that most people in that room are single.
Well, no one's going to come if they're not, are they?
It'd be a bit weird. I mean, maybe some people will come to like support their friends, maybe. But
Yeah, I think maybe that happens at some of the. I mean, I've
me.
personally never been to a Thursday event, but like some people probably come to that to support their friends. Speaking of Thursday, I've got something shameless to admit.
oh, go on.
Have you seen the Thursday ski trips on Insta?
I have. I thought it was a fucking fantastic idea.
Oh my god! So
You're
look,
not going.
Yeah. Look, I mean,
Oh my god, this is the best
it's
thing.
so embarrassing. And look, it's funny.
No, it's the
like-
story.
It's for the plot. It's hilarious. Like
Honestly, this is what we're just talking about, though. At least that has a purpose. Like, you're all on a ski trip
Yeah.
having it fun. Like, it's way less pressure of, like, you're just in a club trying to meet single people. Like, you can... Are you going with friends, I'm assuming?
yeah,
Yeah.
So we've got four of us going. One guy that was actually on your podcast before.
Oh, my God, I need to
Plug.
get you T-shirts.
Plug. Yeah, get us t-shirts.
I'm getting you merch so you can wear it on the ski trip.
Actually, the other guy, the third guy, has done one of your voice notes before.
Oh, my God. It's a Heart of Single Sounds reunion.
And then the fourth is one of our friends, and she's heard all of these.
Yeah,
But she's not
she'll
been
love
on
it.
She'll probably come on here at some point. But the four of us going because we wanted to do a ski trip, and it popped up, and we were like, oh,
Yeah, it's perfect. They organise it for
they
you.
do everything for you,
Yeah.
and they've like booked the folly, they've done
And you
everything.
know it'll be really fun, yeah.
And all my friends are like, this is so. And for me, if I meet someone on a Thursday ski trip, like that's an ick. Right? It's just like so cringe. I find it hard to say I'm even going, but it's funny and like we're gonna go.
I think it'll be such a good
We're
story.
gonna have a laugh. And they're
oh
doing
my God, I
stuff like-
can't wait. We need to get an update on this, a voice note as a minimum.
They're doing like chairlift speed dating.
I want like you to film content for me. Chairlift. Oh my God, you get on the chairlift. That's so clever.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so jealous.
It's gonna be like
I wanted to
if not,
sign
it's funny.
up. Not gonna lie. Should have
I
come.
mean, I don't even know if it's sold out.
I thought it was. But
Gonna have to check that.
I'm gonna have to check.
Yeah, but so it was like I said to
You need to come for work
I said to
purposes.
my friend the other day, he was like, wait, what? You're going on a ski trip? I was like, yeah. Mate. He's like, wait, it's for singles? I was like, yeah, 1,000 singles
Yeah.
in VT.
It's
He's
gonna
like,
be
mate,
sick.
he was like, mate, that is tragic. He was like, I know you do funny things, but that is just up there. And mean, I got a lot of shit for being on this podcast, if I'm being honest with you. And this is
I know, but it's fun. Like, I feel like if anyone like thinks
it's funny, right?
Yeah, thinks it's lame, they're lame. You know?
So I'll give an update on that at some point. I mean,
You've got to own another voice note.
And if anyone else is going, let me know.
Right in.
'Cause for me, I feel like I'm the only
that would be cool. I feel like there might be, people that are listening.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know how many people would have been brave enough to sign up, but clearly 1,000 people have been somewhere.
It feels desperate. Like, I was a bit like, okay, it's a lot, but it's just funny.
I do think you're going to have quite a lot in common with the sort of people that would sign up, though, because I would have signed up 100%.
Would you actually?
If I wouldn't not by myself.
Yeah.
If I had like a really strong girl group of singles and we all liked skiing, I feel like you got to like skiing. Otherwise, like, don't go as a beginner. That's weird.
No.
But like, go as a decent skier and just treat it like a normal girls trip, but you've got more chance of meeting like someone who lives here, right?
Yeah.
Because they're all from London, so
they're all going to be Londoners.
Yeah,
they're all like all the people I'm going with. We all did a ski season together.
Exactly.
So it's
more just like a trip for you guys.
We're just doing a trip, and like if there's parties that are prearranged, it'll be fun.
Yeah, it's just basically they've just done the social admin for you.
But I will say,
I hope it's like a good age split.
Yeah,
that was what I'd worry about. It's the
and gender split. Like, I don't know who would sign up for that. I feel like I've never.
Did they limit it that way?
Well, this is the thing. I've never been to a Thursday event, but I know some people that have been, and they're very male heavy. So I'm like, that. I mean, I don't massively care because we're just going to go get drunk and have fun, right? But that could be quite interesting.
My podcast is very female heavy, so I don't know what.
I mean, it'd be the opposite of your podcast, I guess. But it's funny. We're going to ski, we're going to drink, and like, it's one of those things where, I mean, worst case scenario, we've got like a nice little apartment, so we just get drunk.
Yeah, that's the thing. I just feel like if it's shit, like if you go to the first one and there's all like 18-year-olds, you can just be like, oh well, we gave it a go.
Yeah, we'll be like, Kate, next.
Yeah,
next bar.
It's perfect. Thanks so much for coming on. I hope you have the best time skiing next week, and I can't wait for the updates.
Oh, thanks, Katie Mack. It's been an absolute pleasure as always.
So, if you're going on the single ski trip or just fancy a date with this guest when he is back, contact the podcast the usual way at Single Sounds, and definitely do let me know the feedback on this episode, the updates, the new jingles, anything else you want to comment on. My DMs are always open. Join me back here next week for a fabulous single guest who is a pretty big podcaster herself. Slight spoiler. Have a great week and happy Easter. Bye.